My name was once John Williams. I was a professional journalist. But that was a long time ago. I want to tell you about the day that I died, so that you might avoid making the same mistake I did. It started like any other day. You've probably experienced it a million times before. You find yourself alone, confused on a foggy street, till you see an arrow. The arrow you think will point you to your dreams. I thought the same. Imagine my disappointment when I found out the building didn't work. I moved on. I saw something floating, but I couldn't go for it. My destiny was in the other direction. I had a pepper shaker in my right hand. I didn't like pepper. I was always more of a titty toppings kind of guy. How did this pepper shaker get here? I saw shapes in front of me. They looked like tetrahedrons, I thought to myself. Then I remembered. I failed middle school geometry. I soon realized these things were actually the husks of my friends. One in particular caught my eye. He was sitting down, and as I moved, he moved. Just like that. It reminded me of a dog wiping its ass on a carpet. I promptly murdered this gentleman, and as I did so I was blindsided by my former neighbor. He immediately targeted my one-eyed snake. I had no choice but to put him down. He called in reinforcements. My pecker was still aching, so my aim was a little off. But as always, I got the job done. After my successful victory, I began jumping in celebration. But this just made my wiener hurt more. I grew tired of walking, so I started to run. Then I saw something I shouldn't have. The zombie threw his leg over his head and sat down. I was stunned, but I had to keep going. As I grew closer, he did it once more in the opposite way. That is something no man should ever see, let alone seeing it twice. I then noticed I was huge, about 9 feet tall to be precise. I was larger than most automobiles. But it was in this moment of weakness they capitalized on my vulnerability. I was caved in, swarmed. I had to shoot my way out. Among the motley crew that trapped me against the vehicle was my old neighbor again. I wasn't letting him touch my dick again. I shot him until he did a backflip. Nobody touches my shit without my shit touching them. That was once the motto I lived by. I only used one hand to fire my weapon, but I put my left hand up to make it look like I used two. My left hand was deformed and looked like a malfunctioning graham cracker. I confused my enemies. Not only did I confuse them, I shot them so many times physics didn't want them anymore. I could move them across the battlefield with nothing but my bullets. Amidst the chaos, I noticed another floating object. This one I could get. It was more ammo for my handgun. I didn't realize my handgun used ammo. I thought it used my will to kill these zombies. But still, I feel as though 700 rounds of handgun ammunition was more than enough. I don't think I needed the ammo. After days of wandering through this son of a bitch, I came to a fork in the road. I decided the only way to go was the way I shouldn't go. Road close? I think it meant closed. And that's exactly what it was. I wasn't getting past that 2-foot barrier, despite being a fucking giant. I saw another arrow. Could I trust this arrow? I decided I couldn't, because that door looked flimsier than a noodle I'd shove up my asshole. I was crying to the sky, asking why I'd been forsaken. I had no food or water. It'd been a week. The only nutrients I had were the 1,200 bullets I carried around in who knows where. I was spinning in circles. I couldn't help myself. My ears were red because it was chilly out, and I was wearing my least favorite sweater, and that made me agitated. But it wasn't the malnutrition or the poor fashion. It was the boredom that was getting to me. 10 times, 10,000 times, 10 million times had I killed a zombie with nothing but this rotten eggplant in my hand. At some point, you just want your journey to have meaning, and that's what I was looking for. And then just like that, my journey had come to its end. I had found heaven, but heaven was not accepting visitors on this day. I couldn't get to the other side. I saw an elderly zombie approaching me. I figured I'd do him a solid and blast him into heaven. But alas, heaven would not accept him either. I thought my quest had been in vain, until I saw it, levitating above the ground, a lonely bottle of milk. It called itself an adrenaline drink, but I knew its true identity. I had never been so happy in my life. My expedition had reached its apotheosis, and what was my reward? A bottle of milk. Such a fitting prize for such a grueling journey. I had been so happy, I lost track of the things that mattered. When I saw a zombie grooving in the air, I couldn't help but walk over and join him. He sat down, and I walked closer. He got closer to the ground, until he hit the ground. And then, just like Icarus before me, I flew too close to the sun. I approached the zombies with good intentions. However, they did not share the same sentiment. That is my story.